This session aims to provide practical insights, empowering you to explore and integrate various content areas. This session encourages exploration of preschool learning foundations and equips you with valuable tools to create a well-rounded educational environment. Let's elevate the learning journey for both you and your students. What are the preschool learning foundations and how do you use them? There are 3 volumes of the Preschool Foundations covering 9 domains. The California Preschool Learning Foundations, Volume 1 covers social-emotional development, language and literacy, English language development, and mathematics. The California Preschool Learning Foundations, Volume 2 covers visual and performing arts, physical development, and health. The California Preschool Learning Foundations, Volume 3 covers the domains of history, social science, and science. The Preschool Foundations focus on the developmental skills and strategies of students 48 to 60 months of age. It is essential for teachers and parents to understand what children should know and be able to do at specific ages so that they can provide appropriate support. Each of the foundations describes the competencies, knowledge, and skills that all preschool children typically attain in high-quality preschool programs. In addition, teachers need to know where each child is on a continuum of learning throughout the child's time in early learning programs. The preschool foundations include research-based approaches aimed at all preschool children, including multilingual learners and children with disabilities and/or other special needs. Why use the preschool learning foundations? It establishes a common understanding of good practice across different settings. It provides pedagogical direction for educators. It informs and includes families in what and how their children are learning and developing. It supports increased continuity for children as they transition across settings. The preschool foundations focus on 48 and 60 months of age, which corresponds to the typical age of UTK students. English learners enter UTK with different levels of experience with English, as well as with varying skills in their primary languages. Each child is on their own continuum of learning. According to the preschool learning foundations, the support young children need to attain the competencies varies from child to child. Many children learn simply by participating in high-quality programs. Such programs offer children environments and experiences that encourage active, playful exploration and experimentation. With play as an integral part of the curriculum, high-quality programs include purposeful teaching to help children gain knowledge and skills. In addition, many children in California's early learning programs benefit from specific support in learning English. Other children may have special needs that require accommodations and/or adaptations. To serve all children, early learning programs must work to provide appropriate conditions for learning and individually assist each child to move along a pathway of healthy learning and development. Because the focus on early learning in California includes the full range of domains, the term foundations is used rather than standards. This term is intended to convey that learning in every domain affects young children's readiness for school. Young children can be considered from the perspective of one domain, such as language and literacy, or social-emotional development. Yet, when taking an in-depth look at one domain, one needs to keep in mind that, for young children, learning is usually an integrated experience. For example, a young child may be concentrating on mathematical reasoning, but at the same time, there may be linguistic aspects of the experience. The foundations written for each of these domains are based on research and evidence and are enhanced with expert practitioners' suggestions and examples. Their purpose is to promote understanding of preschool children's learning and to guide instructional practice. Let's take a tour of Volume 1. The strand is Self with the Substrand 1.0 Self-Awareness. In the text bar under the Self-Awareness substrand, notice the ages listed. Then, you have the foundation with the foundation description located underneath. At the bottom of the page, you will notice there are examples you can use with your students. The Preschool Learning Foundations have a companion guide titled the Preschool Curriculum Frameworks. The 2 resources are aligned by domain and volume numbers. According to the California Department of Education, the Preschool Curriculum Framework was created as a companion to present strategies and information to enrich learning and development opportunities for all of California's preschool children. There are 8 overarching principles of framework. Relationships are central. Play is a primary context for learning. Learning is integrated. Intentional teaching enhances children's learning experiences. Family and community partnerships create meaningful connections. Individualization of learning includes all children and of responsiveness to culture and language supports. Children's learning time for reflection and planning enhances teaching. In the preschool curriculum frameworks, each chapter has numerous vignettes to illustrate typical classroom scenarios. Vignettes are italicized. Each vignette has at least one teachable moment and/or planning learning opportunity. Universal Design for Learning, UDL, is an educational framework that aims to make learning accessible to all students by providing multiple means of representation, engagement, and expression. When creating lesson plans for UTK students using UDL, consider the following principles. 1. Multiple means of representation. Provide information in various formats such as visuals, audio, and hands-on experiences. Offer choices for how information is presented. 2. Multiple means of engagement. Foster interest and motivation by incorporating topics of interest to your learners. Allow for different ways to engage with the lesson, encouraging movement, exploration, and social interaction. Provide options for varying levels of challenge to accommodate diverse abilities. 3. Multiple means of expression. Allow preschoolers to express their understanding in various ways, such as through art, play, or verbal communication. Provide tools and materials that support different modes of expression. Encourage creativity and flexibility in how children demonstrate what they have learned. 4. Scaffold learning opportunities. Break down tasks into manageable steps, providing support and guidance as needed. Offer opportunities for collaboration and peer interaction to enhance learning. Adjust the level of challenge based on individual progress. 5. Create inclusive environments. Arrange the physical space to accommodate diverse needs, ensuring accessibility for all. Foster a positive and inclusive classroom culture where each child feels valued and accepted. Collaborate with families to gather insights into individual strengths, challenges, and preferences. By incorporating these UDL principles into lesson plans for UTK students, educators can create a more inclusive and engaging learning environment that meets the diverse needs of young learners. The Universal Design for Learning guidelines outline the fundamental aspects of learning. Engagement serves as the why of learning, representation as the what of learning, and action and expression as the how of learning. These principles collectively contribute to a comprehensive and inclusive approach to education, ensuring that learning addresses the diverse needs and preferences of all students.
This teacher needs to meet a curriculum goal, and she's got a very diverse group of students. And so does this teacher. And this one. Most do. In fact, research shows that the way people learn is as unique as their fingerprints. What does this mean for teachers of today? Classrooms are highly diverse, and curriculum needs to be designed from the start to meet this diversity. Universal Design for Learning is an approach to curriculum that minimizes barriers and maximizes learning for all students. Whoa, that's a fancy term. Universal Design for Learning. Let's unpack it a bit. Let's think about the word universal. By universal, we mean curriculum that can be used and understood by everyone. Each learner in the classroom brings her own background, strengths, needs, and interests. Curriculum should provide genuine learning opportunities for each and every student. Now let's think about the word learning. Learning is not one thing. Neuroscience tells us that our brains have three broad networks. One for recognition, the what of learning, one for skills and strategies, the how of learning, and one for caring and prioritizing, the why of learning. Students need to gain knowledge, skills, and enthusiasm for learning, and a curriculum needs to help them do all three. But every learner is unique, and one size does not fit all. So how do we make a curriculum that challenges and engages diverse learners? This is where the word design comes in. A universally designed building is planned to be flexible and to accommodate all kinds of users, with and without disabilities. It turns out that if you design for those in the margins, your building works better for everyone. Curb cuts and ramps are used by people in wheelchairs, people with strollers, and people on bikes. Captioning on TV serves people who are deaf, people learning English, people in gyms, and spouses who get to sleep at different times. UDL takes this idea and applies it to the design of flexible curriculum. UDL goes beyond access because we need to build in support and challenge. So how do we use the UDL framework to make learning goals, methods, materials, and assessments that work for everyone? First, ask yourself, what is my goal? What do I want my students to know, do, and care about? Then ask, what barriers in the classroom might interfere with my diverse students reaching these goals? To eliminate the barriers, use the 3 UDL principles to create flexible paths to learning so that each student can progress. Number 1, provide multiple means of representation. Present content and information in multiple media and provide varied supports. Use graphics and animation, highlight the critical features, activate background knowledge, and support vocabulary so that students can acquire the knowledge being taught. Number 2, provide multiple means of action and expression. Give students plenty of options for expressing what they know and provide models, feedback, and supports for their different levels of proficiency. Number 3, provide multiple means of engagement. What fires up one student won't fire up another. Give students choices to fuel their interest in autonomy. Help them risk mistakes and learn from them. If they love learning, they will persist through challenges. And remember, always keep in mind the learning goal. Get rid of barriers caused by the curriculum and keep the challenge where it belongs. And that's it. Okay, quick recap. Show the information in different ways. Allow your students to approach learning tasks and demonstrate what they know in different ways, and offer options that engage students and keep their interest. Universal design for learning equals learning opportunities for all. For more information on UDL, go to www.cast.org.